All right, doing a quick review of the new Walther PDP full-size handgun. All right, so I just picked this up today. This is the full-size Walther PDP, which stands for Plagiarized Donkey Platform or something like that. It is a 4.5 inch. You can get the full size in 4.5 inch, and 5 inch, and I believe the compact is something like 4 inch or 5 inch, something like that. The compact 5 inch is basically the Q5 steel frame in size, which is basically like a compact grip with a 5 inch barrel. So, Walther PDP, I really like this. I barely shot it, to be honest, so take this with a grain of salt. So this is more of a first impressions video, I guess you'd say. Some of the things I like about it over something like a Glock, which is mostly what I'll be comparing it to, is the stippling. So I don't know if you can see. I mean, there's way better videos in this terrible review to show you all the different features of the gun. I'm just going to go over why I like it. So the stippling's really good. It uses like this hexagonal where it's not like super sharp, but it's grippy. And it's really nice. Also, Walther does a really good job with these like ergonomics, these panels and such, versus something like a Glock, where this is a Gen 4, but basically it's not really paneled at the sides, or beveled, I guess you'd say. That's really a preference thing. It doesn't really matter because of the user, but this fits your hand really, really well, and that's something that Walther's kind of known for. Something I also like about this is the mag release. So at least for my hands, I'm able to hit the mag release okay without shifting my grip, so I can actually have a fully firm grip here and still hit it no problem. That's something I couldn't do really well on the Q5 steel frame. So you can see the same grip. I can't really hit this. That was one of the reasons I stopped shooting the Q5 steel frame. So I'm pretty excited to see they changed kind of the layout with the PDP. What I really want eventually is the full-size PDP steel frame, which is basically this, but with a full-size grip and maybe slightly different layout like the PDP. So another thing, optic plate obviously comes factory, which is great. Iron sights stay on, those aren't attached to a plate. Serrations are really good. Why they're good is because they're actually 3D. I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but they actually stick out of the slide. They're not recessed into the slide. So it's actually kind of both. If you look at it, it's really hard to see, but it allows you to grip. It's not like destroying your hands like my my custom Shadow 2 that's been like weight reduced. This is grippy, but it's not like it doesn't cut you, at least not yet. Granted, I haven't shot it much. So yeah, full size grip, which is nice. 18 round magazines. They shoot out really well. I mean, that's really just due to the mag spring. But one thing I noticed, it's just super anecdotal, but and you probably can't see this either very well, but it has like these channels that run along the side. It's not just flat. It's really, really smooth. So there's really no data that I'm providing around this. It's just kind of a feeling thing, but they go in really, really easily. So that's nice. Again, it's got to go through a few matches before I really have a strong opinion of that. Yeah, what else? And then the big deal is like the big to-do is about the trigger. Yeah, this is probably the best factory polymer out of the box trigger there is, right? So there's some caveats there. Obviously, you can probably get some like super tuned triggers that are better, but it's pretty dang good. So if I'm looking at this is a Glock 17. This is a Gen 4. You know, it's all super. Everybody knows a Glock trigger, super gritty, and then it kind of mushes through. They're okay, they're fine. But Gen 5s are better. This is really cool because it has it basically has almost like free play until like a very, very specific wall. Like it just stops. That's not breaking. It just goes to a wall. It's very, very like distinct, and then it's like a perfect pull from there. And then the reset is, yeah. So like that's interesting because it's like there's no resistance to the wall. Another thing that's cool too, I didn't really notice at first, just picking up tons of random guns, is that, and I don't know off the top of my head how many polymer guns are like this, but Glock, you pull the trigger stays back. So obviously there's tricks to get the trigger to reset, you know, putting shit in there and all that stuff. But you know, with the Glock, you need to re-rack it, and then you can pull the trigger again. One thing I noticed with the PDP, once you pull the trigger, it basically pops back. So you can, and the resistance is roughly the same as like a normal, obviously you don't have the brake there. So you can really simulate like multiple pulls, which is pretty cool. That's actually a really minor detail, but for USPSA shooters, we dry fire a lot, or at least people want to get better do. So that is actually really nice. And one of the big benefits of something like this, this is my main competition gun. This is a CZ Custom A01. You know, with a double action, single action gun, obviously I can just do this all day. And then, you know, for single action, I can break it and then simulate. So, I mean, that's one of the advantages of double action, single action gun. But yeah, so you don't always see that in a polymer pistol. So I was pretty excited about that. What else? Grip is longer over the compact of the Q5 steel frame. So obviously that's nice. I don't know. Not much else I can talk about. The gun just feels like super good to pull out, and I really can't wait to shoot it. Honestly, I'm gonna go shoot it some more tomorrow, and I can't wait to get an optic for it. These optic plates are free, by the way. You just call Walther, which I really need to do tomorrow, and they'll ship you your first plate free. You just basically say what kind of plate you want. Versus the Q5, they send you like 4 or 5 in the box, and it's probably pretty expensive for Walther to do. I think it's a good design. So I think that's smarter than to do it. It cuts down costs for them, and it's less waste. Yeah, but I'm pretty excited about this. It's like everything a Glock does, but like better. I guess it's a better implementation, I should say. You know, I have a bunch of Glocks. I'm not the biggest Glock fan. They're fine. The ergos are better. The stipling's better. The mag release is pretty good. I don't know if I want to say that's better or not necessarily. The serrations are better. The plate solution over the MOS is better. The trigger is like, you know, a million times better. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, assuming these don't like explode, you know, after a year of people shooting them, this is better basically in every way than a Glock. The only downside would be the aftermarket. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not really into like modifying every aspect of my gun. Honestly, I might change the recoil spring, and that's pretty much it. The trigger is good enough. Yeah,